Hi, my name is Michael,
And my name is Mary.
and we're the owners of Lovers Point Caprines and Caffeine. Now, we want to tell you a little bit about ourselves. We'll start by what's the name mean. So we started thinking of names for our coffee place or our farm, and we went with Lovers Point. The reason is because Mary and I both met in Monterey, California, while we were in military training. I was in the Air Force,
I was in the Navy.
and we'll try not to hold that against her. But we were in language school there, learning Arabic, and we met each other, studying and things of that nature. And it's history from there. But we got married at a place called Lovers Point, which is a very popular area out in Monterey, California. So when we decided to name our farm, we went with Lovers Point. Now the next word is Caprines.
And Caprines is just a fancy word for goats. So after we had been together for a while, we moved out to the country. We started off with chickens because we wanted some sort of farm animals. Well, we did not realize how difficult chickens are. They fly over fences, they make a mess of everything. So we got rid of the flock and we still wanted something. My sister had goats and suggested that we get some. She had heard about two goats that were for sale that were La Manchas, and they're a little bit unique in that they are earless goats. They do have an ear canal, they just don't have your traditional cartilage sticking out against the head type ears. We started off with those. Fast forward 2 years later, and we now have 17 goats. Those goats consist of the La Manchas that we originally began with, Nigerian dwarfs, and a cross between the two, which is simply just a mini La Mancha. All of those goats are dairy goats, so they allow us to have our own milk, cheese, and eventually soap.
Yep. And finally, the last word is caffeine, which is what we'll be talking about today, coffee. So we both have a very deep love for coffee. I have a very long history with coffee. My family's from Ethiopia, which is the place of origination for coffee. And so you might wonder how it is that goats and coffee can interact, like how are they connected in any way? Funny enough, there's a history behind it. The history is that a goat herder named Kaldi in Ethiopia was taking his flock out, and he realized that as they were eating these berries, they'd get more energetic and more hyper. Well, these berries are what we now call coffee and what we all drink almost every day. So that's actually where it started, and Ethiopia took it and ran with it, and ever since we're the birthplace of coffee. And so when Mary and I got married, we both realized we had a deep love for it, and we kind of started from there. Now, we started simply. We have a pan here. I'm going to have Mary show you. And this is what we started with.
And we started, I wanted to roast coffee for Michael because that's what they traditionally did for any big events. I bought some green coffee, and his mother was kind enough to give me an original pan that they use in Ethiopia, which is a very thin metal pan. So that was our first. After that, we needed a much bigger surface area, so we switched to this pan. The biggest thing that you want with a pan is that you want it to be a thinner metal so that the heat can transfer easily from your stovetop or other cooking surface directly into the bean. You also want an even surface so that you can get the heat to dissipate throughout the beans evenly, and you don't have beans roasting at different temperatures and at different variances.
Yep. So we would literally buy green beans much like this from various companies, have them shipped to our home at very great prices, use a pan much like this one we have here, or the traditional Ethiopian ones which we used originally, and we would make great coffee at home. So this leads us to tell you what the point of our company is. Other than just being a farm, we want to show you how to make great coffee at a reasonable price right at home. It's easier than you might think. Startup costs are low, and then you can upgrade as you can over time, which is what we've done. We've upgraded our system. We no longer use a pan. We have a roaster. We have one that's called the Janae Cafe, and we actually have a box back here. It's a sneak peek for you. We'll be doing a video and unboxing of what's in there, so keep an eye out for that. So we've upgraded our grinder, and now we have a pretty serious coffee process that we do on a regular basis. So it's not hard to do. You can do it at home, and it'll save you a whole lot of money over time, and you'll actually enjoy the process as well. So that's the entire point of these videos. So keep an eye out for our next ones.